Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are good. Hopefully, the audio is good. Hopefully, everyone fantastic day wherever you are around the world. Welcome back to a little bit of a special episode. Of course, we're going to talk and discuss, of course, the contract situation between, of course, the big three in the Liverpool squad. Obviously, minus Alisson, we should realistically say. But yes, we are here to discuss, of course, more about Virgil Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Mohamed Salah's contract situation, because again, it's a very much an open topic at the moment, considering the fact that everyone yet again is heavily discussing the situation, because of course, look, we are basically 11 weeks away from them potentially speaking to new clubs, and again, realistically, every Liverpool supporter wants the contract situation sorted. So we'll talk a little bit through it. Of course, get your guys' thoughts in the comments as well, and overall just get your guys' reaction as well. Anyway, hopefully everyone's good, hopefully everyone's well as well. I don't know why my hair is so shiny at the minute. It looks like the bloody shiny show, but yeah, let me know all of you are in the comments down below as well, because again, I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well. So again, if you're new around here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are early to usual. Like again, we normally stream around 9 p.m, but I thought we'd do it a bit earlier tonight. Of course, obviously tomorrow will be match preview as well anyway, but again, let me know all of you are in the comments down below as well, if anyone's in. Anyway, I know that it has been a while since we streamed, so again, I don't expect many people in, but again, look, it'll be absolute boss if people are in the show anyway. But like we said, we will talk a bit about the contract situations, of course, because look, it is a very much an open conversation at the minute in terms of will they resign? Will Liverpool be able to tie all three of them down? Can they do that in some sense? Because again, I know plenty of people mention in terms of the money situation at Liverpool. Can Liverpool go on to do a big contract for Trent, keep Mo Salah's contract, and of course, maybe bolster Virgil van Dijk's deal as well. But I think out of the three, and we'll talk more, certainly more about Trent first, because I think he's the big one, isn't he? Look, I think all of us, we all think that Trent is the priority, and I think for everyone, it's that case where I think certainly for me, I think Trent is the priority out of them all. I would be surprised if Liverpool didn't feel like that as well, considering again, look, Trent is the best right back in world football. He is, without a shadow of a doubt. But it's more the case of, in my opinion, he's by miles the best. There isn't anybody, in my opinion, that can challenge Trent in that area. Again, we've seen it under Jurgen Klopp for so long, and now we're seeing it under Arne Slot, where we're seeing the difference between Trent and for me, I think Trent will be this type of player that will drive Liverpool forward, and now the team will be built around Trent in that sense, in terms of him being the guy to push Liverpool forward. And similar like throughout the years where we've had obviously the mega teams in terms of Bobby Firmino, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane. In the next 5 years, Trent, of course, will want to be captaining Liverpool. You want to be the guy to push us forward in that sense. And of course, he's already spoken pretty much in depth, hasn't he, about how he doesn't want to not be winning things. He wants to be, winning a Premier League or winning a Champions League into the future. He's won everything at the football club that you can possibly win, at club level. But, he's been very open about it. He wants to win, even in older age, and I think that's, of course, that's an expectation. And that's, I think, what Liverpool want to do. I'm not sitting here thinking that Liverpool are going to definitely not do that in that sense. But I also feel like Liverpool, in many ways, I think the ambition is there, and I do think the ambition's there. Look, I know people go on about Supermendy and all about the sixth market and this, that, and the other. But I think for me, Liverpool, going off this season and what we've seen already, defensively, we look very much better than what we did last season. And again, it's the same group of players. Like Ryan Gravenberch, for example. I think Ryan Gravenberch has been immense this season, probably been Liverpool's player of the season, because Arne Slot has developed him into a more defensive midfielder, or the more of a defensive midfielder shape. And that is, that's progression through a manager. And again, similar with Trent, I think Arne Slot will get the bad things out of Trent's game. I think so far this season, defensively, he's been tremendously, better. I think people will go, oh, Trent's the liability in Liverpool's team. Well, you look at certainly the Premier League this season, the only two goals we've conceded, one come from when we moved Trent from right back and played Conor Bradley. That was Arne Slot's fault in that sense, and the only other goal we conceded was, of course, that horrible mishap against Wolves. And for me, I think that's something huge as well, where you do look at it and you go, well, Trent's best quality is going forward, but if you can also prove it defensively, again, you're adding layers to his game, and that's something for me that I think Trent can easily do. But again, people will obviously go to criticize, oh, he can't defend. Like Roy Keane, for example. Roy Keane does my heading in terms of that, because, of course, he'll keep on saying, like, oh, he can't defend, he can't do this, he can't do that. But he can. He quite clearly can do these things and more. So I think, look, Trent is the priority in terms of the contract signing. Of course, obviously, yesterday, this did come out from, of course, Madrid journalists, of course, saying that Real Madrid have made Liverpool's Trent Alexander-Arnold a priority target. Trent is their preferred option for the right back area, which again is no surprise. I don't think anybody would be sat here, and I don't think I'm going to be sat here saying, like, oh, look, Real Madrid definitely don't want Trent Alexander-Arnold. Of course they do. He's the best right back in world football. Imagine him playing, balls in behind to Vinny Jr., to Kylian Mbappe, to Jude Bellingham, his best friend in that aspect of football. So, like, of course, he'll be wanting that. And if Liverpool don't show ambition, then, you'll go, look, I want to leave. And I think the other thing as well, certainly from Twitter, and I think the Twitter space is today, a lot of people debating, oh, well, if he's already told Liverpool that he doesn't want to resign, then Liverpool should bench him. Liverpool should think about starting Conor Bradley more and more throughout the season and so on as well. And look, I think that there's certain elements to the stories that have come out as of late in terms of, again, a lot of things coming out from Real Madrid's side. Again, a Madrid journalist yesterday, or Marca, coming out yesterday and suggesting that Liverpool had pretty much given up hope in terms of signing Virgil van Dijk. Look, for me, I don't think Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think Trent, for me, again, he'll give priority to Liverpool. Of course he will. And all the faculties of being that he is going to give priority to Liverpool, and that's that. And then when Madrid journalists start coming out, everyone panics and everyone keeps going on. Nothing's changed in the Trent saga, and it hasn't. Look, and even in Mo Salah's and Virgil van Dijk's case, nothing's changed. For the last couple of weeks. Look, I'm 100% confident in saying that, look, Liverpool have definitely made approaches to all three, and I've started conversations about signing new deals. But I think in terms of, again, the getting down to it, I think, look, Liverpool are confident in terms of getting potentially all three signed. Again, it's very much up to Liverpool what they do. I think out of them all, and again, we'll speak a bit more about, Virgil's and Mo's, but out of them all, I think Van Dijk is the clear number one in terms of who'll get signed first. I do think that. I think Virgil van Dijk, it won't be long before we hear news about Virgil van Dijk signing a new deal. But of course, the priority is Trent, and I think, I don't know if anyone else would agree with that, but for me, I think Trent is the clear number one, to go after and go and get him. But anyway, but of course, I say this about Madrid as well, putting out news articles. Of course, Dave O'Cott putting out as well, saying exclusive talks are progressing well between Liverpool and Trent Alexander-Arnold over a new deal. Liverpool are hoping to tie him down to a multi-year deal with confidence growing. A deal will be reached, and that's, again, of course, Dave O'Cott was one of the first people to announce, of course, Jordan Henderson getting his new deal as well, which, look, I think, and of course, people will obviously going on as well in terms of the the Virgil Van Dijk and Mohamed Salah conversations, where we can even dive into that now when we're talking about a Virgil Van Dijk or we're talking about Mohamed Salah. Like, oh, that didn't want to come up. There we go. Yeah, but if we talk about a Virgil Van Dijk, for example, everyone turns around and goes, "Oh, well, we did this with Jordan Henderson, and looked how that worked." And of course, you can throw that out. But there's a clear difference between re-signing Jordan Henderson and re-signing Virgil van Dijk. Number one, Virgil van Dijk's the best defender in world football right now, and he still is. Again, 33. He's come back from an ACL injury, and he's still this good. And that's something that, again, that won't just disappear. It'll obviously, it'll be a digression because, of course, obviously age and so on. But Virgil van Dijk will still be the best centre back in the Premier League for the next 2 years, in my opinion. He will be. Again, people will go on about Saliba, Gabriel, this, that, and the other. No, even in Europe as well, there is nobody better than Virgil van Dijk. There isn't, and I will stand by that, And I think, people go, "You're biased in that aspect," probably, but I think a lot of people as well are misleading in terms of, again, oh, Van Dijk's done, Van Dijk's this, Van Dijk's that. No, same with Mo Salah in that sense as well, where Mo can definitely go for another 2 years, 3 years minimum. And again, when we talk about contracts, again, Trent supposedly, some people are talking about money. Could it be money based? That again, that he's holding out at the minute. Again, he's looking at world football and looking at the top players in Europe. They're earning around 350, 400k a week for a right back. That's an extraordinary amount of money. But is Trent worth it? Again, many people would say yes. Many people would say no because he's a right back. But same with Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk is the best centre back in the world, but I can't see him playing for another football club, and that's just me. I personally can't see Virgil playing for another football club. I can see him retiring at Liverpool, but that's slightly different to Mohamed Salah as well, where I can see Mo going, but I can't see him going to another top club, and whether or not he'll want to go to another club, top club in Europe, or stay at Liverpool. And again, when we talk about people giving priority to Liverpool, again, that's the same for Virgil van Dijk, and it's the same for Mohamed Salah, as well. And even David Lynch today, speaking on it as well in terms of Virgil van Dijk. Again, he said on Van Dijk, I really do have confidence that one, he's so keen to stay at Liverpool. And again, with Mo Salah, we've had the same conversations as well, where look, that both of them want to stay. Same with Trent as well. Everyone's given priority, which is great, but it's all about getting them done. For me, it would be a bigger loss for Liverpool letting Virgil van Dijk go than Mohamed Salah. Again, I don't want to let go of Mohamed Salah because I think Mo Salah, again, he's proven it already this season that he's still there. There will be a digression at some point, but for Mo Salah, I don't think that's anywhere, in the near future. And even with Van Dijk, I don't think it's that. I think you've got another 2 to 3 years minimum, I would say. I don't know about you guys in terms of what he can do and what he'd be able to do. But I do also think that, again, Liverpool will want to be cautious because, again, the Jordan Henderson situation. But I don't think that's going to happen with these two because they are world class. Where I think even the data department will even agree that, look, you can get these signed. It's not like it was in 2020, 2021, when we're trying to renegotiate with Jordan Henderson and Hendo's, threatening to go to a Premier League club, or this, that, and the other. Like, for me, it's very much a simple case of get them done, and of course people will turn around and go, oh, well, of course we'll want to get them done. But it's also that sense as well where, it's more, the longer it takes, the more nervous you get, because again, last year, or even the last couple of years, we've heard obviously, thinking even way back to what 2017, and we're talking about Emre Can, again with months and months and months of waiting, is he going to sign a new deal? Isn't he going to sign a new deal? Then we find out around, what was it, the Champions League final, he was going to go, he's going to leave the football club. Then you've got deals like Sadio Mane, of course, obviously leaving Liverpool. Bobby Firmino as well going on a free. John Matip leaving on a free. Yeah, and that on a business side of things as well, it's not great. The fact that we've got these three players that look like they're going to leave for a free if they don't sign, like that's horrific in terms of business wise, because again, we've signed Virgil van Dijk for £75 million. Yes, you're not going to get that back because again, look, Virgil van Dijk has, he's earned that, estimate in terms of, what's happened at Liverpool since he's signed for the football club, but also, like, you're only going to get what 25 million for Virgil now. If he was to for example, sign a deal, then next year you'd want to sell him, you'd probably get around 25-30 million pounds for him. But again, even with Mo Salah, you're going to get somewhere around that as well, because look, the age is a thing, but it's also the contract situation. Of course, if we're talking about prime Virgil van Dijk and prime Mohamed Salah, you're speaking about 200 million plus for both. And that's the difference, because I also feel like as well, if we're going to talk about replacing all three, again, it'd be difficult to replace Mohamed Salah anyway. It'll be definitely difficult to replace Virgil van Dijk, but Trent, I don't think you can replace Trent for what he brings to the team. Again, the quality on the ball, again, obviously I think he's decent defensively, but of course, people will go, oh, he's a liability, you can improve on that side of things. And sure, you can sign a defensive right back if you wanted to, but Liverpool and Arne Slot, then we don't do that. And of course, we've got a very good backup in terms of Conor Bradley, but Conor Bradley is not on the levels of Trent, and he's not. The one game we've actually lost this season, that was proven there and then. Conor Bradley was not ready to go into that game. We moved Trent in midfield, and that cost us the game. Where I think if we had kept Trent at right back, again, we may have ended up drawing the game, but we definitely wouldn't have lost that game. And we lost all structure in that game in itself. So I think out of them all, like I think Virgil is most likely to sign first. I would be surprised if he doesn't. But I would go Virgil first, Trent second, and then I think Mo Salah. It's iffy, but I think he'll be third if he signs, of course, because it could look out of the three of them. Me personally, I think two of them resign. I do think one of them goes, and I think that would be Mo Salah. If I was to put money on it now, I would say that. If I would like to be optimistic, though, I'd like all three to sign, and I would hope that personally. But again, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes. But for me, I think all of them will resign. I think all of them. I think Trent will definitely stay. I think Mo will stay. I definitely think. I definitely think Virgil will stay as well. I think that's a guaranteed for Virgil staying at least anyway. But I think I think it is going to be up in the air between Trent and Mo Salah in terms of who signs not there in that way anyway. But only going to be a short video anyway if anyone else tuned in anyway. I don't know if the videos hit out. Again, apologies, we haven't been live. Tomorrow at 9 will be our Chelsea preview as well. So if you guys are watching on the repeat as well, then do let us know as well in the comments. But yeah, I think we're going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Apologies for the short show. But hopefully all of you have enjoyed the show as well. Of course, just talking a little bit on the contract situation. I think, look, Trent for me, I think will sign. I think Virgil will sign, and then I think Mohamed Salah. It's a bit of an iffy one because again, we've heard nothing when it comes to Mo so much. We've just heard, of course, he's given priority to Liverpool. He wants to stay at Liverpool, but we've not heard anything more on that. That might be a good sign, out of the three. But look, I think two definitely sign. hopefully all three sign new deals as well. And of course, that would show ambition in terms of Arne Slot and of course the Liverpool board as well. Of course, with Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes at the forefront of that as well, I should say, at least anyway. But we are going to leave it there. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, please leave a like. Please hit the like share button as well if you are new around you. If anyone is tuning in as well, very much appreciated as always. But yeah, any breaking news, of course, will be live for it anyway. And of course, we're back now properly for shows as well anyway. But hopefully, you guys do enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow for a match preview for Chelsea. But until next time, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cock Council. I'll see you guys later. Ta-ra.